Jonathan, you've got this family-friendly MBA at Henley, and I just think it's an awesome concept because we know that MBAs traditionally are family breakers and marriage breakers. So what made you think about developing this kind of philosophy towards further studies?
I think my MBA, when I did it in England many years ago, I noticed the strains on a number of families, including mine. And I was quite annoyed that there was no accountability or even consciousness from the education institution that this was doing this to the families, and that actually it should have been our problem, not theirs. So I sort of made a vow to myself, if ever I was in a position to be running MBAs and running a business school, I would change things a little bit and see if it were possible to do an MBA that was at least family neutral, but possibly could be family conscious and family positive. So we tried this experiment to create a family-friendly MBA, and because our Henley MBA is already very flexible, it was naturally quite adapted to it. And so we started courses and sessions with the families and their partners and their children to see if it would change the dynamic. And it did. It's actually amazing because families are coming here, they listen to you, and there's going to be about 40 partners going out of here, influencing maybe 80 to 100 kids, all of whose lives will substantially be different thanks to what you did. And so that's what I believe education institutions should do. They should create education that emulates the world we want to live in and not imagine that world of work is somehow different from the world of family, because we're all one people.
Well, you mentioned we're one people. We are a combination of so many things all rolled into one. And for me, what's so important about what you're doing, and I guess the overlap between what you're doing and my work, is that it celebrates the whole being. It's not just your working self, it's not just your family self, but it's actually trying to integrate all of them and celebrating being a human being who has thoughts and feelings and a heart and a soul. And it was just such a privilege to be here this evening with your MBA group, and I really do hope that Parenting on the Run has given them some practical and creative tools to take away.
I'm sure it will, Nikki. I think it was a great evening. I mean, just building on what you had to say there, I always wonder, the question is how much of me is welcome at work? And quite often we just give this packaged, sanitized, polite version of us who is good at doing things that are more mundane. But if we want the creative aspects of you and me at work, then we have to come with much more of us.
And bring our whole selves
and
to the table.
And bring our emotional beings and actually talk about the families, talk about the real individuals we are and the real challenges we have. And what is more important in the world of leadership than actually being able to raise children that create a better society?
Yes.
What's the greatest act of leadership is good families.
Yeah,
so
good
how can we
parenting.
separate that out from education? So thank you so much. It was a brilliant session tonight. Okay, so we're at Henley Business School, and Nikki's done a fantastic talk tonight, and it's on the family-friendly MBA theme. And we initiated that because we wanted to change education. We wanted people to follow what we were doing, so we changed the dynamic in education. And it's been really hard to find people who've articulated that so well. And Nikki, you've articulated this really well. You've got a method, you've got tools, you're an inspiring speaker, and you're really spearheading this initiative to transform family conversations at the workplace and produce better families. And for that, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonathan.